Well, welcome back, everybody. What a great day for the Minnesota House. Welcome to the Nate Real Midwest podcast. Let's get into the issues of today that we are going to start with. This is a later podcast for today. I was at the Capitol, at the Minnesota Capitol. Democrats have came back. They finally have came back to the Minnesota House. And that was interesting because it's been 3 weeks that they've been boycotting it. If you really ask me, the Republicans just might recall all of them. I mean, 67 to 66, what are they supposed to do? The Republicans have the majority. Now, this boycotting that these Republicans were explaining, that they were saying that this is not acceptable that the Democrats are doing. The Republicans didn't boycott when they lost the majority. They gained the majority in the House until a special election, until March 11th. I do not think that there is going to be a special election March 11th. I think there's going to be a lot more that's going to be happening coming forth on the 11th of March. So let's look at some issues that are really standpoint, that are really getting into the topics that are happening in the state of Minnesota. First of all, we have the fraud. The fraud in the Department of Human Services, the fraud in across the nation that is going on, and we have the ideal burglary of once Democrat senator who's now serving on the Senate but not in any committees. She should be automatically removed. Robbing your stepfather's house where your stepmother lives and stuff, and being charged with burglary, and thinking that, oh, you spend a day in jail, and thinking that you have every right to let me say, serve on the Minnesota Senate? Hell to the hell no. You don't have any right to serve on the Minnesota Senate. I'm sorry. You should have been ousted a long time ago. We should have said 33-33. That was the agreement. There should have been no special election on the 28th, January 28th. It should have been 33-33 until the next election of the governor election of 2026 in the state of Minnesota. That's where it should have been. We should have not forced a special election. Now the House Democrats think that they get a special election because they cheated. They cheated. They automatically cheated to get the majority, knowing that they were already losing the majority with all the stuff that came about Timothy Walz as vice president, running mate for Kamala Harris. And now you cheated, and this is the way that you're going to get? I don't think so. This is just crazy stuff in the state of Minnesota. Like, this is Minnesota's breaking point. And you know, October Red, when stuff came out, let me tell you, stuff came out about Timothy Walz. Timothy Walz wants a notion to cut disabilities funding, but now he's pulling out a third term to run again. A $1 million third term. We're already in so much fraud and debt that I can't believe that he's thinking about running a third term. What the stuff came out about him, what he did as a school teacher, isn't that enough? Isn't that enough of what he did? What he done to Minnesota? Let Minneapolis burn to the ground? Come on, people. This is not okay. Like, I cannot wait to have special guests on my podcast to talk about what they think about Timothy Walz and what their idea is to protect Minnesota more. I think what we need to do is we need to look at some more issues that Minnesota is hiding. Like, this fraud is being now questioned in the Minnesota House and now in the Minnesota Senate. They're bringing it up. They know that the fraud is there. They know that the Department of Human Services is fraud. A lot of people under the Walz administration has stepped down. There is so many special elections. I can't. Have you guys gone on the special election system? There is so many special elections. I can't believe what I'm seeing. This is crazy. This doesn't even happen in the state of Minnesota. And we're having all these special elections? Wow. Let's get to it. Another reason we have special elections these days. I mean, if you ask me, Democrats don't deserve a special election because they cheated. Just my opinion only. Let's get going with other stuff that's wow. I mean, let's go back to the Minnesota House. So I'm amazed that the House of Representatives decided to meet with the Republicans. I mean, the Democrats meeting with the Republicans. Are you kidding me? This is something that we have seen for a while, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen for this system, and this system that is going on leads it to the point that Minnesota House of Representatives need to behave. I mean, this is a treat that they are back. They shouldn't be back. I'm just saying they shouldn't be back at all. Not one bit. They shouldn't be back. They should not have been back. They should have been fired today with that executive order that Trump did. It's just, it's crazy, people. Let me go. I'm just thinking, sorry I had to pause for a bit, but it's just, this is crazy. This hasn't happened across our session at all when we're looking at everything that's going on. And this is our system. This is our podcast. This is our lives that we're talking about these politics, because people don't talk about their home state politics. And I'm glad that I started this podcast, but I got into politics early 2024. That's when I got in politics. That's when I started politics. That's when I saw some major issues. Major issues that were happening. And I just felt like I really needed to go to the Capitol and testify, because I wasn't getting through to anybody. And I think our court system doesn't listen to people with disabilities. They're going to listen to the people, the other side. That's another podcast that we're going to talk about how guardianship was wrong. What else can I bring to you? What else can I do? What else can I bring to you without allowing stuff to happen across our nations that sit here and allow the idea of people to sit and our government is the one that sometimes screws this over. And Democrats have had control for a very long time in the state of Minnesota, and the Minnesota people are fed up. We are done. We're not going to have them have control anymore. And this was a crucial moment for Republicans, and they did stand up. They put a petition to recall for their boycotting for 3 weeks. They shouldn't be in the Senate office I mean, excuse me, the House of Representatives, because they boycotted for 3 weeks. They should get paid for a month. They were so lazy, playing with their video games, hanging out with family, doing all their stuff because they were not happy that they didn't get the majority. What sore losers. I'm sorry. What sore losers. I'm sorry I have to raise my voice, but I think I have to make a point across. You don't just show up February 6th because there's going to be an executive order by 7 a.m. If you don't show up, you're going to be fired. You should have showed up those 3 weeks. Those 3 weeks. The Minnesota House of Representatives couldn't get committees done because of your laziness. You had to go to the U.S. Supreme Court and be like, oh, this is not fair. There should be 68 for a quorum. Who cares? Except that you lost the House, accept it, get your butts to work, and stop being lazy. Stop being so pitiful me. Oh, I'm so mad. This is not fair. You're acting like school kids. You're adults. Grow up. Are these Democrats? Really? I can't believe this one bit. It's just so unjust. I'm sorry, but this is so unjust. I can't stand here and allow myself to sit and be quiet while our government is has lazy people. Lazy people? Lazy people? Lazy people that don't want to show up to work and do the work for the Minnesota people. It's like I'm trying to breathe with everything, you know? I'm trying to breathe this. Because this is frustrating. This is not like normal day frustrating. This is frustrating. This can't happen. How did it happen, people? How did it happen? How did this happen? How did Minnesota become a way that we stopped our duty to serve as the House of Representatives because another party won the House? Like, how can Democrats even fathom? I'm wondering what Democrats think. I would know what Democrats think. I want to know what other people think. I'm just thinking to myself, what has happened? What has happened to this state of Minnesota that we believe it's okay for the Republicans to not show up, for the Democrats not to show up, and these are the people that voted for these Democrats to not show up? This is their tax money. They're paying for these, I'm sorry. There's no, let me get out of here. Let me find a way to get out. There should be consequences for their actions, I'm sorry. They don't deserve to live like a bunch of people thinking that this is okay for them to sit. Minnesota has shown its true nature with the Democratic Party. And what is happening with the Democratic Party, they don't like when they lose, so they have to lose for it to win. That's the new idea for Democrats, okay? They get to show up and be themselves. And this is when they got to show up 3 weeks into this idea that they show up. People, I want to say this. Wherever you're listening to, Minnesota politics needs to be reconsidered when it comes to stupidity people like the Democrats. What we saw was the Democrat Party saying, we don't want to show up. We don't want to show up. We don't want to show up, but now you want to show up because there was an executive order that President Trump signed saying, let me repeat this, saying that if you don't show up, you're fired. You're fired. Ladies and gentlemen, The Minnesota Democrats showed up because they did not want to be fired. They didn't want their seats to be recalled. Well, guess what? They showed up today and made an agreement with House Republicans. House Republicans that they could make an agreement 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago? And now you show up? Okay. Okay. Well, that's the end for this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys for the next episode. This is episode 3. No. Yeah, this is episode 3, I think. I don't know, but thank you guys so much for joining this podcast. Please share with your friends and family, and, well, thank you for joining Nate, the Real Midwest. God bless.